This clip was taken from the series Asking for a Friend, what we all think but think we shouldn't. The entire series can be found at fromthefray.com/asking.
One of the first things we'll say in heaven, once we catch our breath and get back up on our feet, one of the first things we'll say when we get there is, "Oh, okay. Now I understand." Ecclesiastes 3:13 and 14. People should eat and drink and enjoy the fruits of their labor, for these are gifts from God. And I know that whatever God does is final. Nothing can be added to or taken from it. God's purpose is that people should fear him. I think this verse tells us a couple of things about God's nature. We're going to wrap it up with this. The first thing it tells us is that God's plans never need to be corrected. They're not wrong. And to the extent we think God got it wrong, we need to go back and look in the mirror a little bit longer. God didn't get it wrong. Now I say that ultimately because I want you to take comfort from it. Because there are times in your life, and I know this about you because I know it about me, when you feel like God forgot you, or God's late, or God got it wrong, or God doesn't know where you ended up, or God's not going to bring you back, or you've gone so far that God can't reach you anymore. That's not true. God's plans don't need revised or added to. To quote the greatest band of all time, U2, what you don't have, you don't need it now. That's the way we should approach God and his control over our life. What you don't have, you don't need it now. It's the second thing, the final thing I want us to get about the nature of God from this little collection of 2 verses. It's that Jesus is always in complete control of your life. His plans don't need to be corrected, and he is in complete control of your life. And my prayer is that that would produce at least 2 emotions in you. First of all, I pray that it would make you extremely humble. Extremely humble. You mean that God would allow me to enjoy any fruits of my labor whatsoever? Anything left over, he would allow me to enjoy any of the fruit of my labor? Remember, the whole point of Christmas, the message of Christmas is that you and I messed up this world so much that Jesus had to come down here and die to fix it and make it right. That's the message of Christmas. There's no way you can stay humble after accepting Christmas the way it's biblically presented. You mean that after God would come down here to die to fix a world that I broke, he would still, for some reason, allow me to have gifts to give me anything left over after that? That should make you extremely, extremely humble. Any pride in me, and it's there, absolutely, it's there, but it only exists to the extent that I have forgotten the heart of the Christian message. Prideful Christian is a contradiction of terms. They don't go together. The second emotion I would like you to get out of this verse, it's the last one, it's the one I want you to walk out of here with, is security. When we say that God's plans don't need to be corrected and that Jesus is always in command of our lives, I want you to feel secure about that, because no, being a Christian does not zip us off to some magical land where God replaces all of our problems with the unicorns and there's no boy bands. We don't live in that world. And many Christians have been sold a lie and they converted for that, and they're going to be sadly disappointed. That's not the world that we live in. We're still susceptible to diseases, and we still get diabetes, and our kids still act up, and we still have to avoid addictions, and our emotions still get the best of us. We live in the same world, but we don't live in it alone.